Welcome to the Philippines. The second largest archipelago in the world, with over 7,000 islands, is a paradise with so many adventures to be had. However, with thousands of islands to choose from, planning your trip can be overwhelming. In this travel guide, we will give you the perfect 2-week, 3-week, and 4-week itinerary, which can be customized to any time frame. We also highlight over 30 top things to do, divided by location, to help you make the most of your time in this incredible destination. Let's dive in. First and foremost, you can see our full itineraries here. Feel free to take a screenshot or return to this later as needed. Let's start your adventure by flying into the capital of the Philippines, Manila. If you have enough energy on your first day, head down to the Old City and explore some of the famous landmarks of Intramuros. Learn about the rich Filipino history here and the impact of the Spanish era.
There's something about being in a place that has had so much trauma and violence, really eerie, but also kind of humbling.
The following morning, it's time to start exploring the stunning islands of Palawan. To start this journey, you will take a 1-hour flight from Manila down to Puerto Princesa. On arrival, you will want to hire a car or book a tour to visit the iconic underground river, which is just over an hour's drive away in the coastal town of Cebu. Stretching 8.2 kilometers into the limestone cave system, this extraordinary river is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and recognized as one of the new 7 wonders of nature. Once inside, hollow chambers reach over 100 meters high. Words really do not do this place justice.
That was absolutely incredible. Words really cannot do it justice. I'm not even sure if the camera would do it justice because it was so dark in there. Really, if you are in the Philippines, this is just, you have to do it.
Spend 1 night in Puerto Princesa and the following day book a shared van to travel up to the tranquil region of Port Barton. Port Barton is often overlooked by those exploring Palawan, but we think it's one of the most underrated places in the Philippines. It was one of our absolute favourite places, so we recommend spending 2 nights here. On arrival, unwind after the van journey by spending some time on the iconic Atay beach, which is the main hub of activity in this laid-back fishing village. Stroll along the beach or grab a refreshing drink while watching the colourful outrigger boats come and go. Tomorrow, you go island hopping. Wake up early and jump on a boat to head to some of the most rural and pristine islands in the Philippines. One of our favourite locations is Starfish Island, conveniently named for its resident starfish. Other stunning locations include Exotic Island, Maxima Island, and Bigaho Waterfall. There were moments throughout this tour where we had entire beaches to ourselves, which is the beauty of Port Barton being less crowded and why we highly recommend adding it to your itinerary. The following day, you will continue your travels north through Palawan up to the famous El Nido. Again, you can jump on a shared van and the journey from Port Barton takes roughly 4 to 5 hours. Once you have recuperated from the travel day, take some time to check out the vibrant El Nido town. There is a market most nights and many bars where you can meet fellow travellers. The next day is all about island hopping. There are 4 island hopping tours in El Nido, tours A, B, C and D. If you have the time, we would recommend dedicating 2 days of your itinerary and completing 2 tours, as there is so much to see. One of the most popular is Tour A, and for good reason, with the iconic big and small lagoons offering fantastic snorkeling and kayaking opportunities in stunning landscapes. You will round off Tour A at 7 Commandos Beach, and if you feel up to it, play a bit of beach volleyball with the locals. Another of our absolute favourites is Tour B. This tour is far less crowded, but the destinations are just as stunning. Highlights include Snake Island, Entalula Island, and Cadugnum Cave. The following morning, shake off your sea legs by completing the El Nido Canopy Walk. This activity involves walking through trees and over swinging bridges while attached to a harness.
I do not. I'm just gonna walk. Just walk. Just walk. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're shaking the bridge. I'm nearly at the end. Just get to the end.
When you reach the top, you will be rewarded with panoramic views of El Nido Bay. After this short morning hike, we highly recommend taking part in the Philippine Experience, which is a Filipino culture day full of awesome activities. Highlights include climbing a coconut tree, learning traditional stick fighting, and a Filipino cooking class. For the adventurous, we recommend rounding up this day by flying through the sky on the El Nido zip line. Located just around the corner from the Philippine Experience, The zipline flies you 750 metres over the ocean with dramatic landscapes in every direction. For those less inclined to take to the sky, finish the day just underneath the zipline by catching the sunset at the stunning Las Cabanas beach. The next day is time for the crown jewel of your Palawan adventure, a multi-day boat tour from El Nido to Coron. Prepare to spend the next 3 nights living at sea as you venture to hidden islands otherwise inaccessible on a day tour. Eat fresh native cuisine and experience camping under the stars like you've never seen. Due to their fantastic reputation, these tours are now extremely popular. Therefore, we recommend booking well in advance. You can check out the Dream Big Boatman's website for tour options and itineraries. After this 3-day adventure of a lifetime, you will arrive in Coron town, which is the perfect base for exploring. If you arrive in time for sunset, spend some time on dry land by taking the short but stunning hike up Mount Tapias. This activity is completely free and one of the most breathtaking views we have ever seen. The following day is time to take a tour to 2 of the most iconic destinations in Coron, the Twin Lagoons and the Barracuda Lake. Both of these natural wonders lay nestled away in the heart of the Calamian Islands, boasting turquoise waters and towering rock formations. Spend some time here swimming and taking in some of the most beautiful landscapes in the world. After a delicious lunch, your tour provider may also take you to some fantastic snorkeling spots to round up the day. The following day, if you are on a 2-week trip, it's time to head back to Manila for 1 night before taking your flight home. But what an incredible way to end the trip. If you are lucky enough to have longer in the Philippines, then it's time to pack your bags and jump on a 1-hour flight from Busuanga Airport to Cebu City. On arrival in Cebu, we will be hopping straight on a bus from Cebu South Terminal down to Bohol. This journey takes about 4 hours and is very affordable. Just make sure to ask for the aircon bus. Bohol is a beautiful coastal town and a great base from which to visit all the stunning attractions in the region. This will be home for the next 5 nights. Wake up bright and early the following morning, as in this case, the early bird really does get the worm. You will be doing the famous Bohol sardine run, which will see you swimming with thousands of sardines moving in unison around you. Words simply cannot do this experience justice. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and one you will never forget. In the afternoon, hire a scooter and make your way 1 hour north of Bohol to the stunning Mantayupan Falls. This 2-tiered waterfall features some of the most turquoise water we have ever seen, which is perfect for taking a dip.
Oh, this is the most blue water I have ever seen.
If you're not confident on a scooter, don't worry, there are guided tour options to choose from. If you make it back to Bohol in time, head to the famous White Beach or the less well-known but just as beautiful Lombok Beach for sunset. The following morning, jump back on your scooter or book a tour as it's time to hike Osmeña Peak. This journey will take you roughly 2 hours from Bohol, but it's definitely worth it. On arrival, you will take the short 20-minute hike to the summit, but the views of the surrounding landscapes are out of this world. If you are coming by scooter, then we also highly recommend making the short ride around the corner to Casino Peak. This hike is far less well known, but in our opinion, the views are even better. Also, as it's far less visited, we had the entire peak to ourselves on our trip. It's really important to note that if you are coming to both peaks via scooter, you need to take the route via Algria and not the route Google Maps suggests, as this is very steep and dangerous. Feel free to screenshot the best route here. If you are coming by scooter, you can also stop off at Kankalanok Falls for a break en route, which is a stunning hidden gem. After a long day of adventuring, it's time to get some rest, because tomorrow it's time for Kawasan Falls. Head out nice and early for a day of jumping, sliding and swimming through turquoise blue waters surrounded by the most incredible scenery. This is the most famous thing to do in Cebu, but it definitely lives up to the hype and is one of our absolute highlights. You can book a tour with numerous different providers, usually with a few days' notice, and we recommend paying slightly extra to do the zip line as well. After all the adrenaline, enjoy a delicious afternoon lunch before heading back to Bohol and catching the sunset on Panangsama Beach. On your last full day in Cebu, it's time for a day trip to visit some of the incredible waterfalls in the Sambuan region. This journey will take you over an hour south of Bohol, but trust us, it's worth it. Dao Falls, Inambakan Falls and Binalayan Hidden Falls are 3 of the most stunning waterfalls we have ever seen. This waterfall hopping excursion combines hiking, swimming and breathtaking scenery, making it an unforgettable day trip. You can choose to book a tour or make your own way there by car before heading back to Bohol to enjoy your last evening in Cebu. Wake up early the next day, as it's time to catch the bus back to Cebu City before heading on a 2-hour ferry over to the magical island of Bohol. Home for the next 3 nights, Bohol is famous for its chocolate hills and one of the world's smallest primates, the tarsier. After a busy travel day, get some rest as it's a full day of adventures tomorrow. Wake up and hire a scooter or embark on a day tour to explore all Bohol has to offer. Start the day by visiting the tarsier sanctuary to see these tiny primates up close. Be sure to be quiet as noise can be deadly to these little ones.
Fun facts that we learned from our guide on the way: they are actually suicidal. They get stressed and they will bang their heads against the rock until they die. We've got to be quiet now, so we'll see you in there.
Following this quiet escape, head on to visit the famous Chocolate Hills. This breathtaking geological formation consists of over 1,700 symmetrical hills that turn brown during the dry season, resembling chocolate mounds, and so they got their name. In the afternoon, stop off at the stunning Lobok River, and if you are so inclined, try your hand at paddleboarding, although it's fair to say this isn't everyone's forte.
That is down again.
This is not going well for me.
For the last stop of the day, check out the man-made forest in Bilar. This is a beautiful stretch of mahogany trees, creating a picturesque canopy over a winding road. So much so, the spot has now become somewhat Instagram famous.
It's a bit hectic because you literally stop on the roadside and then everyone's jumping in to take photos on the road. It's a little bit Insta versus reality moment, I think.
Head back for some rest before your next day of Bohol adventures. Tomorrow, take some time to relax on the outrageously beautiful Alona Beach before heading on a sunset Virgin Island and snorkeling tour in the afternoon. Virgin Island treated us to one of the most spectacular sunsets we have ever seen, and something tells us you will be just as lucky. The next day, our 3-week itinerary comes to an end. As Cebu City is an international airport, you can catch the ferry back over from Bohol and fly straight home from Cebu. For those staying for 4 weeks, the next stop is to jump on a ferry from Bohol to the island of Siquijor. This is a tiny island with fewer crowds and a relaxed vibe, boasting untouched beaches and turquoise waterfalls. The island is perhaps most famous for the 3-layered Cambugahe waterfall, which actually resembles the famous Kawasan Falls but without the crowds. Spend 2 days in Siquijor exploring remote beaches and hidden waterfalls by scooter before heading on to the far more populated island of Boracay. To get to Boracay, you will need to hop on a ferry from Siquijor back to Bohol and then catch a short flight over to the island paradise. Boracay is an island that requires little introduction. Once so popular that it had to be closed for nearly a year due to environmental impacts, Boracay is back open and as beautiful as ever. You will spend your last 3 nights in the Philippines here. On your first day, arrive in time to head out on a sunset sailing experience around the coast of the infamous White Beach. The following day, you will embark on an island hopping tour around some of the most famous sites in the region, including Puka Beach, Tambisan Beach, and Crystal Cove Island. Enjoy some snorkeling and a delicious lunch included on the tour before heading back to White Beach in time for sunset. The next day, we suggest checking out the Motag Living Museum. Step back in time in this interactive experience, which offers a unique glimpse into traditional Filipino village life. Participate in hands-on activities and gain a deeper appreciation for local customs and traditions. We absolutely loved our experience here and highly recommend it. In the late afternoon, head down to the beautiful Willie's Rock. Spend some time here enjoying your last sunset in paradise before flying back to Manila or Cebu the next day and onward to your final destination. We hope you found this video useful, and for more inspiration, check out our other Philippines travel vlogs.